Oh, okay. I'll start from here. So I had this meeting with Next Toys, and they're trying to brainstorm with me. First off, they told me, "You did a really great job. You've made it further than other people. You've had interactions with toy companies. You've you have a patent. You made a prototype. You got millions of views. It is, crazy to hear you've done all of it right, but you still can't get it." Then they were trying to help me. Here's a theme that you could do: a donut shape, because it's a toroid or it's a donut. I see it as an O. Oh, maybe you can do a silly donut. I'm just never going to do that to Oglo. It will never be a silly donut. I just refuse. Because it'll break doing a donut. The problem with doing a donut is that you break all future shape possibilities. So if you leave it abstract, then the whole thing is that you can do all sorts of weird things. You could turn it into a triangle. You could turn it into a square. You could turn it into an oval. You could turn it into a hexagon. You could turn it into a pentagon. You could turn it into a whatever weird shape. And that's the idea, is that it becomes a lots of weird shapes. And then they kept giving me different features, and it felt like it was brainstorming. Oh, maybe you throw it up into the air. Maybe you do this. Maybe you do that. And again, it turns it into a situation where basically the thing was, we like the shape, we just don't like the game, which didn't really make any sense. To me, it didn't make any sense. A big piece of the shape was because of the game. I said, oh, this shape, you can see all the sides. Some toys I've played with, you're not able to see the back of it. You have to be able to see the back of it and turn it around. This thing was, you could see all the shape, and it really played into the mechanics. At one point, they said, I don't really get I don't know what brings players back. Which the game is basically whack-a-mole, except the moles don't go back into their hole, and they speed up as you keep whacking them. Oglo is whack-a-mole with some slight differences. So, having the meeting was very interesting, in that it was the same old, not very helpful. You're doing it all right, but we're not going to take it. Now, I had a meeting with Spin Master at one point, I've told you this, where they said you have to sell at least $750,000 worth of units. And when I was speaking to these people, and this happened last week, they told me, or this week on Monday, they told me, forget that. I've never heard that before, but forget that. And I'm realizing that's the only truth here, because you just want a winner, right? If you were a company, would you want to take risk? No, you would say, well, wait, why do I care about your thing? We're making money. Take your thing and then have to spend time. Why do I care? And if you've ever seen the game Pie Face, that got, I think, 17 million views on YouTube, or 23 million views on YouTube, something like that. Made by a British company, Rocket Games. Simple thing. And they immediately took it. So that's the situation. That's what you're dealing with. Even Fugglers, that came from a woman who was already making them and selling them. So you got to make them and sell them. I was searching for Caroline to be my Beanie Baby.